If you don't get it, then forget it. And if you don't like it, you could beat it. Beat it, baby. I wanted to make a video discussing Decoding, maybe, I don't really know, kind of Lana Del Rey's song, not the whole album, the song Blue Banisters, because I've been having a moment with it right now, and I've been doing some research on it, and just, it's crazy, all the connections to the lore, and just what I think I found out that it means as a possible metaphor. Maybe it's obvious that it was a metaphor, but I don't know. It's just gonna be a discussion about all things the song Blue Banisters, it following up Textbook in the album, and just how, why is there erectile dysfunction ad on Genius right now? I promise this is my mind too. I'm just have the lyrics pulled up on Genius right now, please. I promise I'm not just exciting all the Genius information. I don't even know what Genius thinks like the metaphor is or whatever. This tea is so hot. Verse 1, there's a picture on the wall of me on a John Deere. Jenny handed me a beer, said how the hell did you get there? Oklahoma. It's just so casual, which I feel like Blue Banisters is where Lana Del Rey started becoming, well, not Blue Banisters, more Chemtrails was like a transition. And Blue Banisters probably like really built up to how personal Ocean Boulevard was, but I feel like Blue Banisters is where we start to see Lana as, we start to see like the real her, like Elizabeth, Lizzie. It wasn't no more like Norman Rockwell, Honeymoon, where even though she is glamorous and she is this character, Lana Del Rey, she's also like just a lot more herself. But anyway, what I was trying to say by that is like, look how casual this is. Like, she's telling us about this storytelling, this like very casual moment between her and Jenny. And I looked up who Jenny was, and apparently it's one of Lana's friends, and she was on that cover of Chemtrails Over the Country Club. Full transparency, learned that from Genius. But these are sister albums in a way. They both came out the same year, one earlier in like the springtime-ish, and then like later in the fall, Blue Banisters. This lyric, Oklahoma, really ties into how these are sister like albums in a way, if that makes sense, because obviously we know Tulsa Jesus Freak off of Chemtrails. I think it was my #1 or #2 song on Spotify Wrapped for 2024. I learned through Genius that Lana Del Rey's ex-boyfriend, Sean Larkin, worked as a police officer in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And in her song Tulsa Jesus Freak, Lana mentions Arkansas, and maybe it's pronounced Arkansas, but since she just says Arkansas in the song, like, I could never just call it Arkansas ever again. And Lana mentions Arkansas, the river that flows through Tulsa, which is more than likely another allusion to her ex. You don't know how shocked I was when I realized that Tulsa, Jesus Freak, and Blue Banisters, completely different, are connected. And I was just so happy to hear that. It's like I told you, Tulsa Jesus Freak was my like #2 or #1. Either that and, don't blame me for this, but Diet Pepsi. Okay, verse 2. I was smoking by the pool. We were riding with Nikki Lane. Said I'm scared of Santa Clarita fires. I wish they were alone. That's not even verse 2. I just felt like singing that because what a beautiful song. We already know. That's why you're here. Why am I holding my pinkies up? I don't even know. This is like a very winter mug, and it's spring. But even though it's April, it's not that nice outside. But it is getting sunnier. The day started cloudier, but obviously the camera quality isn't good enough to see outside the window. It probably just looks like a white light. I got it open for my plants. There's more down there. There's more. I'm not trying to. Got dirt. I got the soil, the dirt, whatever, on my finger. But we got more plants here. That one's fake. Those flowers up there are fake though. And this room is like where all like you're leaning on a cactus. Like, what's it called? It's not really a vase because it's like the pot that the cactus is in, but you're leaning on it right now. In case you didn't know. Anyways, verse 2, like I said we were gonna get into. There were flowers that were dry, sitting on the dresser. She asked me where they're from. I said a place I don't remember. Oklahoma. Oh. So the flowers are dry, they're sitting on the dresser. I feel like it's safe to assume that Sean, I guess, gave them to her. I don't know if she's holding this stain. I don't even know if this stain is the right word, but like for this man. But by saying I don't remember, I wonder what the tone was, because obviously she might just mean like, I don't even remember, like I don't care to remember, I don't want to remember, or does she mean I don't remember like in a, I don't even know what word I would use to describe what I mean, but I wonder. I just love the imagery again. I don't even know if I said this before, but I love the imagery in this. I'm finding it hard to think of the whole album right now, but if I do think about it, black bathing suit. What else? I'm sorry, I'm distracted because now I'm thinking of Lana in a black bathing suit. No, I'm joking, I'm not. There were flowers that were dry sitting on the dresser. She asked me where from. Like, just picturing those flowers that were dry sitting on the dresser. Like, it feels like she's almost visiting her house for the first time in a way or something. Like, she's coming to Lana's house. She's like, oh, where'd you get that picture from? Or, oh, who'd you get these flowers from? Like, where are these flowers? Like, it just feels very, maybe it's a gathering. I mean, she does have a beer. I don't know what the vibe is, but the pre-chorus now. Jenny jumped into the pool. She was swimming with Nikki Lane. She said most men don't want a woman with a legacy. It's our bane. She said you can't be amused and be happy too. You can't blacken the pages with the Russian poetry and be happy. And that scared me because I'm in a man who, and then we know the rest. Like just that imagery of her like Jenny, I don't even know if we're at Lana's house, I don't know where we are, but Jenny just like talking to her like, where's this from, where's that, and it's just so carefree jumping into the pool. It kind of paints a picture that she's more oblivious and just happy and just like curious. So she's like with her beer, she's like, oh, where did you get that, where, oh, she just jumps into the pool swimming with Nikki, and then she's like just telling Lana, she's like, I don't know, I don't get Jenny's vibe, but she's like, most men don't want a woman with a legacy, it's our bane. Like, I don't know how she's saying that, and honestly, I don't even know what bane means. This lyric is kind of like confusing because for so many years, it only came out 5 years ago, for so many years, on Spotify, and I think on a bunch of other places, it says, with a legacy, it's of age, so I guess that lyric was wrong, because Genius should be the correct one, I think, right? I don't know, so, you know what, I'm actually going to search up what that means. And now the more that I think about it, besides just her legacy and being famous, Genius also pointed it out too. She just has more money. Like, hello, she's working late because she's a singer. And, you know, she likes those country guys or those, like, I don't even know if she's really into... she kind of still is. In textbook, she literally talks about how my daddy's got a you have a Thunderbird. My daddy had one too, so she's already obviously still looking for that, so... Obviously, a man like that, well, not obviously, I don't know, maybe she got lucky with Jeremy, I think. Is her husband's name Jeremy? I really don't remember now. Maybe she got lucky with him and he just doesn't care. But I could see how, like, men like that, they're gonna wanna be the breadwinner for their wife, if that makes sense. They're not gonna want a woman who, or maybe not, it just won't feel right to them, is what I'm picturing. I'm not hating on anyone or anything. I don't want it to sound like that. We're just talking here, you know? Let's search up what bane means, because I do want to know. It's our bane? What did she say? Most men don't want to learn with a legacy. It's our bane. I wonder, maybe, I'm gonna guess before I look, but maybe bane means like, how do you say? It's our bane, like it's our like thing we have to live with in a way. Like most men don't want a woman with a legacy. It's our bane, like it's what comes with having a legacy. Like this is a good thing to have a legacy, but this is the downside, it's our bane. Which then makes me think, what is Jenny's legacy? Because by saying it's our bane, does that mean that Jenny has a legacy as well, or does it just refer to the fact that she is a woman? So most men don't want a woman with a legacy, it's our bane, like it's our bane as a woman, or it's our bane as having a legacy, or maybe both, being a woman with a legacy. I don't know. Bane. A cause of distress or annoyance. Most men don't want a woman with a legacy. It's our cause of distress or annoyance, which does remind me of a textbook where she says, the detriment that most of my friends knew I already had. So that reminds me of that. I'm gonna be honest, I'm watching back as I go, and I want to clear up what I said about how I feel like now we're really starting to know Lizzie more than just the glamorous character Lana Del Rey. I know that she is very vulnerable in a lot of her other music before. But I kind of feel like I discredited those as just, oh, she's still glamorous playing a character. Like, that's not what I meant. We still have to get into the second half of this pre-chorus, as I said. So let's actually do so. She said you can't be amused and be happy too. You can't blacken the pages of the Russian poetry and be happy. And that scared me. Wow. This whole quote, like, come on, Jenny, like, you're really making it so you can't win here. You can't be amused and be happy too. You can't blacken the pages with the Russian poetry and be happy. You can't be attractive. You can't be like something someone wants if you're just like happy. You have to be mysterious. You have to be cool. You have to be nonchalant. You just can't be happy. You can't be free. You have to be like, yo, what's up? There's so much you don't know about me. Not like that, that's like an extent. But like when dating, you have to be cool. You can't like be so happy or excited. You have to act like you don't care. Like kind of what Lorde talks about. Like it's a new art form. Like she talks about this in 2014. Lorde talked about like, what was that, 12 years ago now? But it's a new art form showing people how little we care. Like that's what she means. Like it's a new art form, like literally an art form. Then, if you are nonchalant and you don't care and you act this way where you're just trying to be attractive and just, you can't be happy because you can never be yourself. Because when you are nonchalant like that, when you are trying to be mysterious and cool and not show that excited side of you, then you're not being yourself. And you're not being happy because what is happiness? Is this happiness? Thought I just said a Lana Del Rey title, but I didn't, because Is This Happiness is the name of that song. But anyway, and that song was not happiness, by the way. And maybe I'd have to listen to that song again, but maybe, I know I'm getting sidetracked, I'm so sorry, but maybe that's what she meant in that song where, I don't even know what the song's about, but, not that I don't know, I just don't remember because it's not on Spotify, so I can't really like listen to it all the time. For Ultraviolence ends at Florida Kilos on Spotify, which I think is amazing. It's amazing as an album closer. I can't imagine it any other way. Even though I know those other songs, Is This Happiness, Flip Side, is there another one? I'm not too sure, I know those exist. Off topic, I was just wondering if Is This Happiness means like, hey, I got this man, but I'm not expressing my true self, I'm being too cool, is this happiness? But it's probably not even what the song's about if I actually looked at the lyrics. You need to be nonchalant to get a man, but once you get a man, but being nonchalant, you can't be happy, so do you either want to get a man or be happy? Beautifully said, with that Russian poetry. Actually, I want to keep talking about this because in this video, I was trying to be nonchalant. I was trying to be aesthetic. I have these plants. I have this like computer, this jar of tea. Like, I don't even know. I'm trying to be like, talk slow, like deep, and like be like ASMR. Is it witchcraft? No, I'm not going to get into that in a Lana Del Rey video. Maybe in another video. If you know the reference, ASMR is it witchcraft, then we're friends if you know that reference. Anyway. And I'm not hating on anyone, by the way, just in case you were wondering if you do understand the ASMR witchcraft reference. I love both of them. I'm just not going to talk about one of them in the video with this one because I know, we know the circumstance right now, unfortunately, because they are both my favorites. That was probably like Russian poetry to so many people right now. I'll just be straight up. It's an A.K.A video. A.K.A is my favorite artist along with Lana Del Rey. Does it come as a surprise? Maybe. Okay, so now we can finally move on to the chorus. Said he'd come back every May just to help me if I paint my banisters blue. Blue banisters, ooh. Said he'd fix my weather vane, give me children, take away my pain, and paint my banisters blue. My banisters blue. He just promised so many things. Besides just painting my banisters blue, which I'm pretty sure is a metaphor, which I will get into later when we start talking about how the sisters now painted green and gray. We will talk about it. He said he'd fix her weather vane, like give her children. I feel like at this point in her life, especially with A&W, even though I don't know what the time difference is between these two songs, she's talking about like how a singer could still be looking like a side piece at 33. She was ready, at least she's saying she is in this song. She was ready to settle down and have a man and have children. Maybe that's not even what she means. Maybe that's part of the metaphor. You could tell she was hurt. Like the way she sings this is one of my favorite parts of the song. Take away my pain and paint my banisters blue, like how she goes on blue. Like she will never forget. Didn't she even for, again talking about Ocean Boulevard because I did bring up A&W. Didn't she like the only, billboard for Ocean Boulevard, didn't she put it in Tulsa in this guy's hometown? Like she does not forget, like do not mess around with Lana Del Rey or she'll be on the billboard of your town. Or actually maybe that will motivate you to mess with her because maybe you do want her on a big billboard in your town. I would. But I'm not going to mess with her, though. I would never mess with Miss Lana Del Rey. There's a hole that's in my heart. All my women try and heal. They're doing a good job convincing me that it's not real. It's heat lightning. There is this hole in her heart, as she describes, because he didn't fulfill his promise. He just didn't. We don't really get into how that breakdown happened, at least not in this song. Sorry if you could hear the dryer in the background, washing my sheets today. Sunday reset. There's a hole that's in my heart. All my women try and heal. They're doing a good job convincing me that it's not real. It's heat lightning. All these women, they're trying to heal it, like Nikki Lane, Jenny. I don't really know if Jenny's trying to heal you, girl. She's literally telling you like the problems, literally scaring you with what she's saying, as you say. But I actually want to click on this lyric. The man who promised, yeah, we know, has now left. We know. Why are we talking about green and gray now? I'm not trying to, I already have my own ideas on that. I don't want to know what Genius has to say because I already know what I want to say about it. No help. As usual, it could help sometimes, but no help right now. I'm trying to figure out all my women because I know she says the power was 3. Like, who are the 3 people? Because even in the music video, if you look back at the music video, when they're painting like with the toes and everything with the paint by the Banisters, it's Chucky, I think, Lana, and then another woman. But then again, when you look at like the other scene where like the woman jumps on the swing and Lana's in the green dress, it's a different woman along with her and Chucky. So I wonder if one of them is like Nikki and the other one is Jenny. I need to like say something about this heat lightning. Oh, here on the heat lightning lyric, it explains who the women are, but not on the lyric where it says all my women try and heal. How interesting. What her women are trying to convince her, which is that her pain is nothing but light, and the real storm far away from her, unable to cause any real damage. Okay. Because there's a man that's in my past, there's a man that's still right here. He's real enough to touch, and in my darkest nights he's shining. There's a man that's in my past, there's a man that's still right here. I wonder if it's the same man. Because obviously I assume the past man is the Sean guy, Tulsa Jesus Freak. Is she referring to him as a Tulsa Jesus Freak? Like, is that what she means? Like, is that what she called him? Not to his face, but like, you know what I mean? Because maybe he's giving that vibe. I don't know, like a man, you know, Lana's type. I don't know, like a Jesus freak, to put that lightly. I'm not trying to talk anything bad about religion at all. But maybe he was very religious and she called him like a Tulsa Jesus Freak. That she doesn't ever say Tulsa Jesus Freak in the song. Maybe Tulsa Jesus Freak is about how he is so religious and close to Jesus, and she's like, no, I'm the Bible, read me like a hymn. And that does go along with the very traditional like things that he promised, like giving her children, taking away her pain. That is very interesting actually. Okay, so I don't even remember where we were at this point, because there's a man that's in my past, there's a man that's still right here. I was rambling about how I didn't know if there was another man here right now, but I think this song is about being with the sisters, the woman, so I don't really think there are any men here right now. He's real enough to touch, and in my darkest nights, he's shining. I wondered if this was like a Dark Paradise thing, as I said, because is he real enough to touch in your dreams, or are we still in Oklahoma right now? But we're not, I don't think so. I'm really not sure what she means by that. Heat lightning, he's shining, like he's, in my darkest nights, he's shining. Like the idea of him, like wanting to call to him, like maybe my dreams, or besides dreams, just wanting to reach out to him, like I miss him. In my darkest nights, my darkest moments, he is all I think about. Like he is the light that I think that I need, but really I don't. It's like heat lightning. It's not real. Well, I mean, it is real, because my women are doing a good job of convincing me it's not, which means that it is. Because the women, like, they will help you, they will lift you up. Yeah. Anyway, there's a man that's in my, I already read that, but I wanted to talk about what that reminds me from Textbook. Because if you go to the Textbook lyrics, she says, oh, it's interesting how Textbook and, was Arcadia released with all of these on the same day too? I think I know that Arcadia, Blue Banisters, and Textbook, I said in like the opposite order, I know they were all singles with this like Pixar, no flame, but this all like Pixar album cover style. So I wonder if they all came out the same day. I know they were singles, and I don't know if any others were singles. You could let me know if you care to. Arcadia, it was a single to the album. It came out September 8th. It said Guts Day. That was when Guts by Olivia Rodrigo came out in 2023. It's not telling me when the album came out. I believe it came out on like October 20th. October 22nd. Okay, it was 2 days away. Hopefully Spotify's right, 'cause sometimes it says that like everything was released on January 1st. So I think it's right because it doesn't say January 1st. Especially deluxe versions. Spotify always just says January 1st, so whatever year they came out. And I'm like, okay, so that's a lie. I don't know why it always says that, but let me just look at the Textbook lyrics straight from Spotify. Because there was this lyric that reminded me of the lyric where, in my darkest nights, he's shining. In Textbook, she says, And there you were with shining stars, standing blue with open arms. And there you were with shining stars. When I'm thinking about my darkest nights, he's shining and he still is there. Obviously, this is talking about meeting him, I believe, but or she's thinking back to him. He is still that shining star. Like he is those shining stars. He's still shining for her in her darkest nights. She still wants him. She craves him. She wants to still rewrite this story. She doesn't want this to be how it is because, as she says again in A&W, like a singer still looking like a side piece at 33. She doesn't want that. Like, I don't believe so. Besides just the shining stars lyric, the also standing blue with open arms. It reminds me of, well, the album is literally called Blue Banisters. Blue Banisters, the only songs that are on my playlist right now are Textbook. I'm actually adding it right now. Blue Banisters and A.K.A. And Dealer. Yeah, but I forgot what I was saying. But I'm sorry if there are any other obvious tiebacks to Blue Banisters of the song and the rest of the album. I don't know off the top of my head because once again, I'm not listening to the whole album right now. It's not like completely clear in my head. Maybe I should listen to the whole album again, but I just had to say that because obviously she names this the title track for a reason. When she thinks of him, she thinks of Blue Banisters. He was standing blue with open arms. Or Blue Banisters also ties to her connection with her sisters, whether that be her real sister, I don't know if she has another one, or her friends, which she just calls her sisters, obviously. All the ladies of the canyon dressing. That's Bartender. It was reminding me of Bartender. Like Sweet Carolina, that's about Chuck, right? So isn't like the "fuck you, Kevin" line in her sister's boyfriend. I was rewatching the Blue Banisters music video again today, and I noticed that there is a man there for a split second, like in the background after she comes off of the John Deere. So I wonder if that's Kevin. Jenny was smoking by the pool. We were riding with Nikki Lane. I said I'm scared. Oh, I love how she sings this line too. The Santa Clarita fires. I wish it would rain. This really ties back to the greatest for me. LA's in flames. It's getting hot. When she's saying, "I wish that it would rain," it feels like there's a second meaning to that almost, and I'm not sure exactly what it is right now. I'm gonna try to figure it out as I speak. The power of us three. I'm realizing in the moment how hard it is for me to say the TH. So hopefully I wasn't saying three wrong the whole time. And speaking of that, I know I'm getting sidetracked. Of course, we already know that's who I am. If you don't get it, then forget it. And if you don't like it, you could beat it. Beat it, baby. Brooklyn Baby, just in case you didn't know where that was from. Okay, now I'm going to be talking about the word free, like get free, like the closing track of All Lust for Life, because the TH reminded me of, FREE. So I'm just going to touch on it for a second. I'm sorry, I need to. A very common theme in Lana Del Rey's music is freedom, getting free, whatever that means for her. From early on, like the song Ride, the song, it's just a very common theme, okay? I don't need to put examples. If you know Lana Del Rey, you know that that's a common theme in her music. And this reminds me of Textbook again. I know there is a lyric where she talks about getting free in Textbook. I think she says maybe the way we're different could set me free. Rewriting history, not just with whatever happened with her mother and her dad, but also with her own history because she's trying to date someone who's different. Like Cass Reacts touches on in her Blue Banisters reaction video. She said like how she normally goes for people who are the same, so maybe this time she's trying the opposite attract thing, which is rewriting her own history as well, besides just rewriting the history of her parents. I'm not friends with my mother, but I still love my dad. Unconditional lover. Can you handle that? Because my body is a temple and my mind is one too. That's Black Bathing Suit. This album is definitely very interconnected and there's so much to talk about. Honestly, should I just name this a whole album breakdown? No, I can't. That wouldn't be fair to the rest of the album. I just know there's so much I'm probably missing because Black Bathing Suit ties into this too. This album was just so beautifully written and this is just such a perfect album. Like, everyone's like, NFR perfect, NFR perfection, NFR her best album. Like, Blue Banisters, like, what do y'all know about Blue Banisters? I'm scared of the Santa Clarita fires. I wish that it would rain. The power of us three. Isn't it crazy how just that one word triggered this whole... And this is my life. I promise, like, Another thing I just remembered because I brought up the lyric from Black Bathing Suit where she's like, I'm still friends with my mother, but I still love my dad. I don't know if I said unconditional lover, but I'm remembering the lyrics. I promise I didn't look. I actually remember. I think it's untraditional lover. Can you handle that? Which then makes me think a little more because I'm wondering, like, was this Sean guy, as I said earlier, like, very traditional, very religious, and that's why the Tulsa Jesus Freak whole thing is like, no, read me as a Bible hymn. Like, you should stay real close to Jesus. Keep that bottle at your hand, my man, but find your way back to my bed again. I can't remember any other thing she said besides read me like a Bible hymn. I'm sure there were other stuff she said that, like, were saying, like, read me as this. I remember, but I just can't think of the exact examples. Anyway, I'm disgusted with how sidetracked they get sometimes. This is a deep dive. This is a rabbit hole. Like, I might even call this like a rabbit hole. I don't even know what I'm going to call this video. I just wanted to find the correct audience because I know there is an audience for this, and I need you guys to find me. So I wonder if it's about Sean or not, because Sean gives me as a traditional guy trying to give her children, take away her pain, make her banisters blue. If you don't get it, then forget it. I don't have to. Is this the second time I'm like quoting Brooklyn Baby, and is it the same quote? Is it the same quote? I don't even remember. You'd probably think I was like on something right now. I promise I'm not. Imagine how I am if I'm on something, and especially with all the plant imagery, you're like, oh, this guy definitely has plans for something. Like, no, I've never done that. I promise, and I don't want to imagine. I can't. It's unfathomable. I'm not sure what any of that had to do with this song, but yeah. I said the power of us three can bring absolutely anything, except that one thing, the diamonds, the rust, and the rain, the thing that washes away the pain. It's funny how she says, except that one thing, but then she lists three things, which maybe are one thing. So let me try to decode that. The diamonds, the rust, and the rain. Diamonds, glamorous, rust, old, outside for a long time, rain. Rain is the only one that, like, I think of washes away pain. And I think I was actually annoyed when I first heard the song that she said pain and not paint, because we're talking about, like, painting. I'm not annoyed anymore. I know it was definitely intentional and it means something that I want to discover. But now that I'm thinking about it, the rain is what comes to me as washes away the pain, but she says it's one thing. The diamonds wash away the pain. The rust washes away the pain, which now I know exactly what she means, and I'm so glad. The diamonds washes away the pains, like being spoiled by a man. Like, give me lots of diamonds, yes, tell me I'm your national anthem. But then the rust is like the time that passes, as things start to rust, they're left outside and time passes. And what rust? Time washes away pain, time heals all wounds. And then the rain, obviously that one doesn't need to be, that one's the more obvious one, the rain. The rain literally washes away, like, the paint, which is pain, because the blue paint is the pain, since he's not coming to paint her banisters blue anymore! Oh my gosh, I am gonna die right here in this seat right now. I am already dead, and this is heaven. This is just one song. I'm only focusing on one song here. I can't imagine how many stuff, if I actually sat down to decode like I'm doing right now, I can't imagine how many moments like that. Oh, I'm still doing this whether on camera or off camera now, because, oh wow, I feel, this is, who needs drugs when you got Blue Banisters by Lana Del Rey? And hopefully I can say that word on YouTube, because, yeah, hopefully I can say that word on YouTube. I'm actually gonna have to search that up right now. It's inverted for you guys because I flipped the videos. Maybe I'll unflip it for this part, but I think this is going to be the title of the video. Anyway, and I know it's like the 500. Anyway. Like, I've said that word a million times in this video, and I still keep talking about the same thing. We're almost done. We're on the last chorus, then we're up to the outro. So that's probably going to take us an hour to get through. Want me to be transparent? I started recording this video at like 1:50. It's 3:50 now. Gotta take my Be Real. Okay, let me do my Be Real real quick. Wait, okay. Okay, and I'll put that right here for you guys to see that beautiful Be Real. Oh wow, look at it. Why do I still use Be Real in 2026? Because I'm sentimental and I don't like to get rid of stuff, whether that be an app or a shirt that hasn't fit me for like a million years, or like anything. I'm not a hoarder. Oh, I'm sick. My like ear, my throat. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if I went like this before, but that's why I went like that. And that's why I was drinking tea. It wasn't completely performative. I was drinking tea for my throat. Maybe tomorrow I'm gonna wake up even worse for screaming this much today. Wow, because this morning I could like barely talk. Shit. Now, when weather turns to May, all my sisters come to paint my banisters gray. Tex and Max are in the bay. That's okay, because now when weather turns to May, all my sisters come to paint my banisters. Oh, okay. I skipped the whole green line because I'm bad at reading and I skip lines, so I thought, I don't know what I thought. Now, when weather turns to May, all my sisters come to paint my banisters green, my blue banisters gray. And this lyric specifically is what I want to talk about because I want to explain what it seems to actually mean. I'm not going to click on Genius because I don't want to know what the hell they have to say about this. Okay, Chucky's making birthday cake, chicken's running bare feet, there's a baby on the way, and now my blue banisters are green and gray. I just love that because also in the video, like, she's pregnant, so you could tell she wrote this at that time. And it's kind of interesting because the guy promised her children or whatever, and here her sister is having a child now. And it doesn't seem like she has any, or at least in the song, she doesn't say she has any ill will. She wouldn't have ill will towards her sister. I don't know, but she doesn't talk about having any, like, nothing bad with her sister, because if she wanted children and her sister's now having that, her sister has the man, the Kevin guy, I don't really know for sure, wouldn't she maybe be a little sour about that? Because she would be like, oh, so you're getting this. But no, she doesn't show any of that. She actually shows this as the happy moment in the song where she's like, wait, Tex and Max from the bay, Chucky's making birthday cake, chicken's running bare feet, there's a baby on the way, and now my blue banisters are green and gray. Obviously, it's not like completely happy, but this is like the point where we like see a new kind of light, not that star of him shining, but this like other light of her sisters and what they bring to her with this new springtime and this new painting of the banisters. What I'm trying to essentially say is that it's beautiful how she can be happy for her sister who is now gonna have a baby who is with a man, and like she can be happy for her when in the song where she's talking about how she did not get what she wanted, which was almost like that. No, so that's just beautiful. And even what is even more beautiful, how Sweet Carolina closes the album, and that's literally like a love letter to her sister, kind of. I think. Honestly, I hope I'm not wrong about that because I don't want to be. I want it to be that way in my mind. Why am I staring at JFK right now? Why is there a JFK ad for I'm not even gonna flip the computer, just believe me. There's a JFK thing right here saying 98% of adults fail this quiz, and it's a picture of JFK. Maybe it's just about history, American history, which is ironic because I know I brought National Anthem with the Diamonds lyric. Would you think of buying me lots of diamonds? Because the diamonds, the rust, and the rain, the thing that washes away the pain. Because obviously I know it's like not literal, but like, oh, the diamonds will wash away the pain. They're a girl's best friend. Like, give me the diamonds, man. Like obviously. So it's just funny because obviously the whole national anthem and the music video, and maybe the song too, but the music video for sure inspired by the whole JFK thing. So it's kind of funny how, not funny, but like, why is he here on a Genius ad? Earlier, wasn't there like a erectile dysfunction ad? Let's get to the point. The green and gray banisters. Green represents growth and probably like spring, and which would be happiness, like we would assume. But obviously she's still feeling sad because she doesn't have this man. Even though her sisters are here and they bring the green, there is still gray. And that's basically what I believe that this means. My blue banisters are green and gray because they're green because my sisters are coming here to me. They're making me feel better. My family, or just my chosen family, my friends, like we're all here together. Like Jenny, even though Jenny's kind of like telling her like you won't find a man with a like. What? Anyway, it's okay. Jenny, no hate, Jenny. Wow, we're finally up to the outro. Did we ever think we were gonna make it here? I wonder like once I cut everything out, I wonder like how long this video is actually going to be. I'm also going to make probably like a little cut that is the intro, but make that like a TikTok or something, because I know TikTok is a very easy way to just get a lot of views real quick. And I do have like a little following on TikTok, but it is an A.K.A fan page, so I don't know how they will vibe with the Lana Del Rey. I'm a fan of both. I love both, so I just have an A.K.A fan page just because I don't know why. It's not even a fan page. It's just like she's just the profile picture, and I just post like a lot about like niche, or like repost. Hopefully I don't lose followers for this, but if I do, like, that's fine, because I'm not here for any hate. I'm here for love. Make love, not war. Actually, no, I don't think I should be saying that, because isn't that what the hippies said when they were mad at the Vietnam vets for going to war when it was literally not their choice at all? They were drafted. I don't know if that's what that comes from, but if it is, then never mind. But like still, yes, but not in that way, because summer comes, winter goes, spring I skip, God knows. Summer comes, winter goes, spring I sleep, heaven knows. Every time it turns to May, all my sisters fly to me to paint. Interesting how she skips fall. I just think it's because it sounds better. We know what she means, time is passing. And it's just like spring I skip, God knows. Because of this man, he said he'd come back every spring, so I just skip it. Even though your sisters come, so it's still very like heavy on the man. But summer comes, winter goes, spring I sleep, heaven knows. Because obviously Lana Del Rey, and as Cash said, she's a summer girly. Like spring, then summer. So spring I sleep, heaven knows. It's like my hibernation, and I'm gonna come to summer. She's that Venice bitch in the summertime. Like she is. Even though summertime was associated with sadness earlier in her career, but sometimes sadness in that whole situation. But I obviously think that has changed now down the line. Not that she still doesn't miss the friend, but in the way that it just time has passed. And as she says in this song, time heals all wounds. She doesn't technically say that, but she says the diamonds, the rust, the rain. We talked about the diamonds again, but the rust is time. So time heals all wounds because now she's not even talking about that friend anymore. Not that she's gotten over it or anything, but it's just that time has passed since then, and time has healed it. The thing that washes away the pain. The pain has been washed away, and now summer isn't sad anymore because I had this friend who, unfortunately, did this in the summertime. So that's just beautiful in itself too. Oh, wow. The laptop's gonna lose battery, so I'm just gonna close it. The video is basically done here. Beautiful song, 10 out of 10. Lana Del Rey, amazing. I wonder if, last thing I want to say, I believe, I wonder if when she says all my sisters fly to me, the most obvious thing would be that they fly from a plane, which means they don't live in the same place, which means she's alone, but then they come and fly to her. But at the same time, I wonder if fly is a metaphor. Like, they fly to me, they, like birds. But I don't know exactly what I could be getting at with that, but that just came. I'm not going to get too much into that because I can't think of something, and there is something I just thought of that I do want to say. Maybe blue banisters is a metaphor, and maybe that is obviously very clear, but maybe there are no literal banisters that he said he would paint blue. It's just like the name of the song is like what she means, like he was standing there blue with open arms. Like he is blue, but her sisters come and they try to heal her and they paint them green and gray. So yeah, that could be a total metaphor, though I don't, and the weather vane thing too, but I don't think that children take away my pain is a metaphor because especially with A&W, the singer looking like a side piece at 33 turns a shower. Like I don't think she wants to be that, or she wanted to. Obviously she's married now, which is so amazing how time has washed away that rust again because now she's happily married with her white feather hawk-tailed deer hunter. So just beautiful how the song still holds true. The time has washed from like summertime sadness, the time has washed away that summertime sadness, summertime's a happy time, even though obviously she's definitely would still miss her friend for sure. And then funny how now, not funny, but you know what I mean, how now it goes from her being sad about a man, but the time passes by. The time passes by and now she's happily married. Lana Del Rey, amazing. We wait for Stove, hopefully coming next month. It would be so funny if she releases it on May 21st because she said she would release the album on May 21st last year. So imagine if it still comes out on May 21st and then she's like, I didn't tell you what year, bitches, it's still May 21st. Or it's just so funny because that is a joke online that, like, of what year. I believe that's it. Wow, thank you so much for watching. Please write to me in the comments. I want to know all your thoughts, all your opinions, what you think I should do in the future, if you think I should just stop this. Just let me know. Live, laugh, Lana Del Rey. Actually, we're naming it this. A deep dive on Lana Del Rey's Blue Banisters, A.K.A. random guy embarrassingly rambling about how LDR is an absolute queen. Because, you know, like, everyone always jokes about how she has, like, the longest album titles and stuff, so I think that fits. Yeah. Okay. Ugh.